Hello, everybody. So we have a sale going on today for Fab. It's going to be for the next week or so. I think till the 29th, I believe. So, a couple things to look into. One, this is actually pretty good. So, Downtown City, packed by Polysphere Studios, good one. So you can go through and see what works best for you guys. And I know Ultra Dynamic Sky actually is matte painting. Interesting. Let's have a look here. Let's see. What are fluid? Nope, fluid flux is not on sale. That's what I usually check. Let's look up. So that's not on sale, but that's okay. I did see Ultra Dynamic Sky on sale, so should be. Double check. Yep, it's on sale here. I might actually look into a couple of these, but let's see. That's not too bad. That has it's easy to build cities and everything. Ultra volumetrics is pretty good. Let's have a look. CloudForge is pretty decent. I used that in Skygirl. Let's see. So, look through if you need to get anything. Actually, I'm kind of curious. No, they're not online. No sales, but yeah, that's what I was looking for. But looks like it's not on sale. Well. That's a shame. Anyway, one day when I need it. So let's have a look here. Yeah, there's a few things I'll look into, but you can easily get this. I see this all the time at Humble Bundle. Same with that. Anything with. I'll have to point out what I usually see. Let's see. But yeah, even this is on Humble Bundle. Same with that. Anyway, let's see. It's not too bad. But today I'm just going to go back to my cinematics work for a bit. It's going to be kind of a short stream, but I just want to show you guys that there's a sale going on. And to highlight yesterday's stream, let me go and close Discord out. Let's go here. I'm going to show you guys how to, this was actually a comment yesterday, how to add live link for Unreal. Basically what you need to do is you have to go into fab.com, make an account. iClone is the first thing you need to do. So you just add that to your library, and then under the library, you make sure that it's in 5.6. They have 5.6 support now. So, sorry, scroll down quite a bit. So if you look up iclone, you install the engine 5.6, you install that, and then you go into Reallusion. Go to products down here, iclone live link, Indie free, and if you qualify, you can get it for free as long as you have the full criterion and you have an account. There, you have to go to, let's see, let's go to products here. There we go. Free download here. Download that and then you install it in your project file. So you create that, and then once you're done, you create your project. Go to plugins, Reallusion. You click on the support. You should have these icons. I have a ton of videos on this. You could find on my channel. That kind of goes through the whole character process, but that's just how to get started. There you have to install the iclone live link through the Reallusion hub, so to get support. But just remember, you don't, if you meet the criteria, you don't need to exactly pay the $800 or whatever, as long as you meet the criteria. Anyway, so we're done with that. I'm gonna go to here. What are you doing? So yeah, today I'm just gonna be working on a project here, making sure we have everything we need. Okay. All right, so that seems okay for now. The only thing is, where is my light? Okay. So let's get my catch light. There we go. Let's just raise it up a bit. Sorry. Let's do that here. There we are. There we go. So that should be good. All right, we're done with that. So what I'm going to do is save all and go up to here. Endgame. And then what I'm going to do is quickly render. I was just looking for the catch light. Getting that set up. Oh, the other thing too. Someone was asking a question on the forums here. He was actually making his own clothing. He brought it in, I think, and it didn't produce a shadow. So when we'll bring in the when I'm done with this render, I'm going to show you how to quickly fix that. So if you don't see shadows on like character clothing, there's a really easy fix for it. So for this character, Bond here, let's go down to, say, pants. So under RL standard, there should be not only that, but two-sided. You can do that, but there's also cast ray trace shadows. Make sure that's selected. What I like to do is I like to actually save as and make a duplicate just in case, and I call it clothing. So when I do a parent shader, sometimes there are certain things like that won't cast ray tracing shadows. That would be too much of a distraction. This would be when I was working with Unreal Engine 4, like eyelashes, for example, or whatever. I would have to make a duplicate. One had shadows off, no shadows, and one with shadows on. So I would go back and forth. So that's just a little thing, how to fix that if you don't see it. So if you have a character and there's no shadows for, well, there's not really much of a shadow because for the character here. The same thing, if you don't see shadows, you can just turn that on. It's very easy. Okay, so we're done with that. I think I have time for one more. Kind to my hard work. Let's bring him back a bit. So I want a single. So let's do singles. Let's bring the camera here. First I'm going to just delete that. Oh, delete that there. And yeah, we'll do 8. So I'll bring in the camera just a little bit here, bring it down. And just make sure the character is not out of focus. probably do an angle like this. Let's see. Just make sure. Good. Try that angle here. And just want him like react. That way he's not like moving around. There we go. Yeah, let's try here. One second, I'm gonna try fixing this. And register the animations. These are probably older animations too, so yeah, well. I'll kind of put him as a reference. Alright, so let's put that here. Let's see if I have time. Okay. Transfer. Okay. As kind as that is to my heart. As kind as that is to my hard work, M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. Yep. Yeah, we're getting pretty close, actually. Kind as that is to my hard work, M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. Hard work. M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. There we go. M is not as fond of work. M is not as fond of. There, and that way we have a transition curve. Ease in. M is not as fond of the million. There we are. Easy. M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. And for this one, there's one more thing I want to do. I want him to squint, like you. Pounds of tower as you do. Pounds of tower as you do. It's a pounds of tower as you do. And then. Whoop. It's a pounds of tower as you do. There we are. Work. M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. There we are. I think that'll work better. Arrange, character. There. Yeah, hopefully I have a set deadline on getting the filming done, which will be in a couple weeks. Close that. Okay. So under here, our content queue, motion, kind to my hard work V2. Try that, see if that works. Eventually, you'll have to put them at 0, 0. Whoops. For him. Ah, shoot. Oh, no, don't delete that. Right. I just want him to sound kind of look down like he's really annoyed. There we go. All right. Ah, shit. Man. At some point, I have to let it go.
As kind as that is to my hard work, M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. M is not fond of the millions of pounds of tower. M is not fond. As fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do. Tower as you do. The millions of pounds of tower as you do.
Yeah, this must have been one of the older suit or something. I don't know.
Not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do.
Still a little high.
As kind as that is to my hard work, M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of tower as you do.
Okay.
kind as that is to my hard work, M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of damage you do.
Alright, we're gonna try again. See how that works. Let's give it a shot. See. There we go. Much better. All right. All right, that should be it. Maybe one more shot. One more shot, then I'm done for now. But let's see. Yeah, a couple more weeks. I'm just gonna be done filming it, and then cut it, see what happens, and release it, and move on to part two. That way, I have a better start at it. Kind of working with a lot of older animation files, which is kind of annoying, but what can you do? Yep, be done pretty soon. Hey. It's always the most stressful part. Is like editing it because you just don't know if it's going to how it's going to work out. I I always get really stressed when it comes to editing. So, yeah, let's just do one more. Yeah, that's gonna work. All right. May even have to. Maybe I'll redo it, shooting singles, make sure it works. To animate characters in the cutscene. Well, I'm using iclone for now. I say when I do much more in part 2 of this thing. Cutscene games. I don't really know the coding of it, but I use iclone for animation. So what I would do for my cinematics here, or a lot of my cinematic stuff, don't really know the coding. I'm mostly a camera person. Oh shoot. Yeah, I would make the scene, block out characters, and then animate the character in iclone or whatever. And kind of set it up in your sequencer. But that's kind of the basics. Yeah, I don't really have time to do kind of cover it, but what I would do, I kind of set it up in iclone. You can have instant lip syncing. A lot of the animation work too. For this one I used a Rococo suit. Animated, did the iPhone, and then made some slight adjustments. Oops. So I'm just kind of going back and forth here. And then once I'm done with it, I just go quickly into Premiere. So yeah, I have scenes like this. Oops, that's loud. Sorry, let me turn that down.
M is not as fond of the millions of pounds of damage you do.
So right now I just have them looking at something quickly. I say in part, like when I'm working on part 2, I'll probably do a lot more live stream work of me doing animations, doing blocking. This is just me going back and forth, finishing something up. Sorry, it's a little too late at the moment for me. So, for example, but yeah, can't do much of the coding, but a lot of I guess it's kind of somewhat for me, is I kind of build a set, then I kind of plan it out like a director. So it depends on what you're seeing. So if you have like a character that's doing a fight scene, you want to play around with your camera and the sequencer. There you set it up and make your scene, get it all prepared for, and then render. That's probably the best way of describing it. I was looking into like more cinematic stuff for games and stuff because I had a few questions relating to that. But yeah, with the camera tool here, you can make adjustments too. The other thing I would say is knowing like framing devices, knowing how to work camera work, and all that fun stuff. That's the other fun stuff. Stereo, but whatever. I'm just gonna do singles. Save it. Yep. Where I put the pocket knife? I don't know. I'll find it tomorrow. But yeah, let's work right now. Yeah, that's your results there. Which so yeah, yesterday I actually did a scene here, but I actually added a shot. I added this one here. And I also added this shot here. Yeah, it's not too bad. And then the chase scene begins. Yeah, I don't know how this production's gonna work out. We'll see. 2, 3. See, the camera work is kind of. See, I have to look into it. Yeah. 3, 4. I just want to see if it flows. Yeah, this is what I mostly do. Just a lot of. 2. Out here. He says, after the races, he goes, 1. Yeah. That's what I kind of look for when editing. That way you can make a good transition, a nice cut. I have to go through the scene like hundreds of times here, so I have to double check. 2. Wonder how that's gonna work with music. Over. Over. I don't know. We'll find out. See what happens. Just kind of doing some reviews here. Yeah, I can't fix that ray tracing issue. Rack focusing is a little weird, but down a bit. Yeah, there we go. I think that'll work. Yeah, sorry if there wasn't really a whole lot today. Still gotta cut. Yeah, I need to make some cuts here. I think that's fine as it is. Then let's see here. It's just goofy. I don't know what to think of this. I never do when I edit. I just I just go on full blown Homer Simpson rage mode when I edit because I'm like, oh, everything's just magnified. So I can't gauge my work. I can't. Like I just assume the worst of it. So, but I just keep moving on. You know, that's all you can do is just keep moving on. So, I'm going to call it an early night, or call it night, but thank you guys for sticking around. Not sure if I'll be around tomorrow. I'll be doing a lot more work behind the scenes. There's actually, I'm going to try finishing up cutting this scene here, and then I'm going to move on to a couple more scenes here, finish cutting that. Maybe I'll do this action scene. Yeah, we can actually do an action scene with animation and everything, so work on that. Yeah. Believe it or not, Quasi, we're almost done. I'm almost done with this. At the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to expect from this. I don't know. Man, I'm not gonna lie. This production has just been. This production just drove me nuts in many ways. Kind of glad I'm getting through it. Part 1 would be, I'm gonna say 15 minutes. I'm taking a guess. It's probably gonna be 15 minutes or so, maybe even more. Maybe 15 minutes. I'll cut it down, but so yeah, we're not that far, not that far out. So yeah, I'll cover this moment here. Actually, we'll do a little scene here. I'll cut it together. I'm afraid I don't want to go through the title sequence yet, but and then finally the moment. This one I'm probably going to need some outside help. There's one little segment we got to do. Yep. So.
And issue also BPK, of course, smartwatch, and phone that can hack into most devices. A few new gadgets.
Kill a man in 12 different ways.
Not quite 007. It's like any other Swiss Army knife. At all. However, with one big difference. It'll see forward continue to smash through book.
That's pretty good, Q.
I'll look into it, but yeah, that's it for me tonight. Anyone has any questions, let me know.